the fam, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. Be the fam, that's what they call me.
Y'all know what I'm sitting on? Like, I gotta sit on 2 pillows. I gotta sit on 2 pillows just to be the height long, like, big enough to look in this goddamn camera. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I'm talking to you. Guess what? I got a story to tell. Story time, story time, story time, story time, story time. I got a story time. So, with the corona going on, you know, I said it in my last video, you know, there's people that's contacting people that they don't talk to and spending time with people that they don't even like, or pretending to like people just so they can be somewhere and they not out there with the corona. So, it made me think, because I'm running into, like, you know, well, not that I'm running into, I know a whole bunch of dudes that just smoke mad bud. Like, they smoke, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, they will really waste their money on bud. Now, listen, to each his own. If that's what you want to do and if you got the money for it, cool. But I just wonder what's happening now, because I'm seeing, like, on Instagram and shit, niggas is really like, oh, I got bud and I'll make deliveries. Like, what? This is not food. Like, that is not a necessity. Maybe for these weed heads it is, but, you know, I keep seeing that. So I'm like, you know what? It made me think of the first time I smoked weed. And why I don't smoke weed now. Not only because I got a government job, but even before I got hired by the government job, I didn't smoke weed. And I'm going to tell y'all why. So, how many of y'all ladies out there have done stupid things, you know, to get closer to a boy that you like? Nobody? I'm the only one? Just me? Oh, okay. There was a guy. I was like 19. 19 or 20. How old was I? No, I was 21 because I was kicked out of my house already. So I was like 21 or whatever. I'm gonna give him the name that I used to call him, Fresh. I used to call him Fresh. So I met Fresh, and Fresh, you know, he was a little black and Colombian dude. He was real cute. He was real sexy or whatever. And we clicked like this. When I say we clicked like this, we clicked like this. But we clicked really fast or whatever like that. So I was living in Harlem at the time, and he was living in New Rochelle. So he used to come and get me from work and drive me home, and then he would go home. So this one particular night or whatever like that, you know, and I'm really catching feelings for him because he was just so sweet and he was just so fine. And, you know, at the time, he was real nice to me. So he drove me to, I don't remember where we was. We was by that park, y'all. You know that park? Anybody that's from Harlem, there's a park that's by 145th. I don't know what park that is, and I forgot the name. But anyway, we drove to that park that was over there by 145th. And I think what had happened was he had told me that he was probably going to drop me off early because he wanted to go smoke. So I was like, no, don't drop me off early. I'm like, I want to spend some time with you. And da-da-da-da. He was like, yeah, but you don't smoke. And I was like, I never have. But I'll try. Knowing damn well I ain't know shit about no weed, and I ain't know about weed, and I never smoked weed and none of that, and I never had no desire to. And I knowing damn well I didn't know what the hell I was doing and what the hell I was talking about. So I was just like, yeah, don't take me home. Like, you know, I never tried it, but I'll try it and whatever. He's just like, you ain't never smoked weed before? I was like, no. He was like, all right. So we went to the park. Like I said, we went to that park over there on 145th Street. And we sitting in the car. He rolling up or whatever. We talking, blah, 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 blah. So then he finishes and he lights it. And he's like, okay, this is what you do. Okay, this is what you do. You pull and you hold. I said, okay, that sounds simple enough or whatever. So I pull and I hold. I didn't feel nothing. Like, I'm just like, oh, okay. I don't know. I'm like, this is what people be going hard about, whatever. He's like, you gonna start feeling it. He's like, you gonna start feeling it. So we're talking. We're going back and forth and we're talking or whatever like that. But I didn't realize it at the time, but he was just letting me hit it. I had the blunt for a long time. Like, I really did. I really had that shit in my hand for a minute. Like, I was really pulling, holding, pulling, holding, pulling, holding. He would, like, and pass it back. I was taking mad pulls on that shit. So then I started feeling it. Like, I started getting lightheaded and all that stuff. But then, y'all, I didn't like the feeling that I got. Like, I started not only getting lightheaded, but I started getting hot. And I'm getting hot. He's like, what do you mean you getting hot? And mind y'all, it's like below 0 outside. This was like in the middle of winter. We was like in the car, and the car was all steaming up. It was below fucking 0. But I'm hot, like I'm sweating or whatever. And I start sweating. He looking at me like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, yo, what did you give me? He's like, what do you mean what I gave you? It's weed. It's plain weed. And I'm like, no, you didn't just give me weed. I'm like, weed does this to you? And I'm sweating. When I tell y'all I was sweating, I was wet. Like, I was sweating. And I panicked. Like, I was panicking. So I went and I opened the door. I was about to jump out the car. And he was like, where you going? Where you going? Stop. Where you going? And I'm like this. I'm like, yo, I don't even feel the wind on my hand. Like, I'm like, yo, I don't feel nothing right now. I don't feel nothing. He grabs me and he's just like, yo, calm down, because you scaring me. Like, calm down and stuff. Just ride it out. Just ride it out. I'm like, ride what out? And he's just like, just ride it out. He's like, the only thing that you feeling right now is that you're high. That's it. You've never been high before. So I'm telling you, this is what it feels like when you're high. And I'm just like, no, I don't like this shit. Like, I was paranoid, y'all. I was looking around. I thought people was like watching the car. I thought the cops was gonna come and get us. Y'all, it was so bad. And it was so fucking embarrassing, because I really liked him. I was like, yo, he's either one, not gonna smoke weed with me again. Well, after that, I didn't want to smoke weed no more, period. Like, I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, that's it. I'm never doing this again. So I was like, either he's gonna just not be around me because of this incident, he's not gonna fuck with me no more. He's just gonna be like, I'm never giving her weed again. I was so embarrassed, y'all. Either way, I calmed down, but I was still fucked up, y'all. I was still like nervous. I was still paranoid or whatever. But he had asked me, he was like, is it all right? Like, you want to sit here longer or whatever? Because we was sitting in the car for a minute. He was like, I'll take you home right now if you want to go home. Da, 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 da. And I was just like, no. I was just like, please don't leave me. No, don't leave me. And he was like, I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to leave you. I'm like, please tell me that this is going to pass. Please tell me that I'm not going to feel like this, like, for the next couple of hours. He was just like, no. He was like, maybe I let you smoke too much. Like, maybe I let you take a little too much. You know what I'm saying? And you never did it before, so maybe that's what it was or whatever. I was just like, oh my God, please don't leave me. I'm like, please don't take me home or whatever. And I was living with my sister at the time. It wasn't like my sister was going to be mad or nothing like that. But I was embarrassed. Like, like, yo, I'm really fucking high as a kite right now. And, like, I don't know what the hell. I don't know if he just gave me weed. Because it don't feel like he just gave me weed or whatever. So we sat in the car for, like, a good minute or whatever until I was calm. And I was like, okay, I think I can go home now. And he was like, all right, just let me know tomorrow how you feel, and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, this dude is never going to talk to me again. Like, he's not going to come get me no more. Like, he's never going to, like, that's it. Y'all, I went to sleep and woke up and was still high. Like, I still was high. I didn't feel no fucking different. That shit didn't wear off, and I went to work like that too. I went to work the next day. I went to work like that too. It didn't wear off until I think like I got to work. When I got to work and I sat down at my desk or whatever, and like I was talking to people and all type of stuff, then that jittery, scared feeling kind of went away. But yeah, I went to sleep and I woke up high. Like that, I don't know what type of shit he had, but I went to sleep and I woke up high. And I went and I told my sister when I came home that night, I was just like, yo. She was like, what time you got in last night? And I was just like, I think it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. She was like, oh, where was you? And I was like, oh, I was chilling with my friend. And I was like, girl, I smoked weed for the first time last night. And she was like, oh, how'd you feel? She was, how'd you feel? I was like, yo, I was still high when I woke up this morning. She was like, who you was smoking with? And I told her, I said, oh, you know, the little poppy that I met or whatever, that I'm trying to get at or whatever. And she was just like, I don't think that nigga gave you weed. I was like, what you mean? She was like, I don't know, but you talking about you was still high. How much did you smoke? And I was like, I didn't do the whole joint. Like, I took, like, I think, like, maybe 6 or 7 pulls of that shit. I didn't smoke the whole thing. And she was like, I don't know, that don't sound like just weed if you was still high this morning when you woke up. And I was just like, yeah, girl, I was still high. And she was like, why you ain't tell me that you wanted to smoke weed? And I was like, I didn't want to smoke weed. I was doing it because he was doing it. I liked him and he wanted to take me home early so that he could go smoke weed. And I didn't want him to take me home early. I wanted to spend time with him. So I was just like, okay, this is what he do. Let me try it. I never tried it before. And she was just like, girl, she was like, if you wanted to smoke weed, I could have got us some weed. And your first time could have been with me. And I was just like, well, now you fucking tell me, like, if I would have known that, I would have never, you know what I'm saying? We could have been smoked weed. We could have smoked weed when I was in high school. Like, if I had known that you had connections like that, you never know, yo. You never know with your family, yo. She dead ass was just like, if you wanted to smoke weed, why you just didn't tell me? I could have went and got some weed, and I could have smoked with you. And I was just like, you know, granted, I don't think my sister smokes weed. Even back then, I don't think she smoked weed. I just think she was more experienced in the whole thing than that. Because my sister ain't no weed head. She don't smoke. But I think she probably tried it and knows, you know, the feeling and how you supposed to feel opposed to how you not supposed to feel or whatever like that. But I was like, bitch, why you ain't tell me that earlier? Like, I could have told you that when I was in high school, that I wanted to try smoking weed or whatever like that. But he did call me again, but it was like I said, he was like, yo, I'm never giving you weed again. I am never smoking with you again because you was wilding out last night. Like, you tried to jump out the car. And granted, y'all, I remembered everything that I did. It wasn't like I didn't remember what I did. I remember trying to get out the car and trying to, you know, escape or whatever. I remember looking for the cops and all type of stuff. Like, I remember that. But he was like, yo, I'm never smoking with you again. I don't think that you need to be smoking weed. And I was like, I don't think so either. So from then on, y'all, I never, ever, 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 ever smoked weed again. In fact, no, I did one more time. And that was because I had a friend. Actually, he wasn't really my friend. He was a friend of a friend that I went to high school with. And, you know, we was talking for like a little while or whatever like that. But then he turned into an asshole. But before he turned into an asshole or whatever, we was kicking it. We was cool. And it was the same thing. He was like, oh, I'm about to smoke or whatever. At the time, I was having like bad. There was a time I used to have real bad heart palpitations. Like, they used to be, I mean, I still get them every now and again, but back then, that shit was horrible. Like, I used to get really, really, really bad heart palpitations. So he had called me one day, and he wanted to chill, and I was just like, nah, I don't feel good. And he was like, well, why you don't feel good? What's wrong? And I was just like, I got a headache, and my heart is just like this. And it won't stop. It's just, he was like, oh, I can fix that. I was like, what you talking about? He's like, this is what I'm going to do. He's like, I'm going to come over there. I'm going to give you some Bayer. and you gonna smoke some weed. And I was like, no, sir. No, sir. I am not. I am not. Don't even bring it over here because I am not. Yo, the first time, and I told him the first time I smoked weed, this is what happened. He was just like, nah. He's like, listen. He's like, do you trust me? I was like, it ain't got shit to do with that. Like, I'm not doing it. No. And he was like, no, listen. He's like, I got you. I got you. He's like, I'm going to come over there and just do exactly what I say. Y'all, I was like, this is some bullshit. But he did. He came and he bought me some Bayer aspirin. I took the Bayer and he gave me like 2 puffs of weed. And then he was like, lay back. He was like, lay back and relax. Don't say nothing. Don't even look around. Because kind of, y'all, that's kind of what happened the first time I smoked. Like, I was smoking and then I was like looking around. And you know how when the high hits you, you start getting that feeling, things start, you know. And it made me nervous. It made me scared. So he was just like, listen. He just kept saying to me, he was like, you're okay. You're fine. You're okay. You're in your own house. You're okay. I'm here with you. You're all right. Nothing is going to happen. And granted, y'all, I swear, on everything I love, I fell asleep. I fell asleep. I woke up. No heart palpitations. And them shit stayed away. Them shit stayed away for years. Like, when I tell you for years, I never had another heart palpitation. That shit was, I was like, okay, but granted, y'all, I still didn't want to smoke weed. Like, I was just like, no, it's not my thing. And not only that, but I just don't think it's ladylike for females to smoke weed. Like, you know, because I've been around dudes that smoke, and whether y'all want to admit it or not, like, y'all can sit there in front and say what you want to say, but I'm going to tell y'all flat out, to somebody who does not smoke, when you get around somebody that does smoke, you can tell because they smell like it. Even when they're not smoking it, they smell like it. Your hair smells like it. Your clothes smell like it. Your fingertips smell like it. If you got a wallet, your wallet smells like it. It stays on you. It sticks to you. Y'all can sit there in front and say, oh no, that's not true. And I don't smell like weed. Yes, you do. I'm telling you that you do. You smell like weed. If I go right here, behind your ear, it's like a scratch and sniff. If I go right here and go like this, I'm going to smell weed. I'm telling you, it's all on you. I don't care if you got a Caesar, if you got dreads, if you got braids, whatever. Your hair could be cut low. Nigga, you smell like it. Your ears smell like it. Like, to somebody that don't smoke weed, I'm telling you. To other weed smokers, you might not smell like weed. But to me, you smell like weed. Okay? So that's why you gotta be extra careful to, you know. I'm just keeping it a buck. But yeah, y'all, that was my little story time. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I ain't got nothing against bud smokers, but listen, it ain't for me. It ain't for me. And like I said, I always felt that it wasn't ladylike for a female to be smelling like Victoria's Secret and bud. Bath and Body and bud. Like, that shit is nasty. You know what I'm saying? But there's niggas out here that get turned on by that type of shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what you mean you don't smoke? I don't smoke. I'm sorry, you know? But yeah, y'all, like, comment, and subscribe or whatever. This chair is hurting my ass. What little I have of it. But I'm like sitting on my leg and sitting on this pillow because I got to prop myself up. I ain't filming out here no more, y'all. I'm not. I like the whole little lighting and everything that I got going on. But listen, this is too much. You know, the things that I do for y'all to get y'all videos and for y'all to get, like, you know, a good visual of me. But fuck that. I love y'all, but damn that. My ass hurt. But yeah, y'all, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will hit y'all with another one pretty soon. Be on the lookout. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, to tell a friend about moi. And yeah, I'll hit y'all with the next one. Peace.